This is Bucharest, Romania, where beautiful women in white dresses pose for photos, while their friends negotiate the ransom with whiskey in the unique kidnapped bride ritual. Join us as we explore the strangest and most fascinating facts about life in Romania in 2026. Romania lies at a cultural crossroads between Central Europe, the Balkans, and Eastern Europe. And this blend is clearly reflected in the faces of its people. The classical beauty of the Romans combined with fair skin, or the soft features typical of Eastern Europe. Romanian women are also known for their upright, graceful posture, often attributed to a tradition that values skin, and a traditional diet based on fresh farm products. If you want to impress a Romanian woman, never give an even number of flowers. Even numbers are reserved for funerals. Always give 1, 3, 5, or 7 flowers. It is a small detail, but making this mistake is considered a serious breach of etiquette. Opening doors, helping with a coat, and proactively planning a date are highly appreciated. Although many Romanian women are willing to split the bill in a friendly meeting, on the first or second date, the man paying is usually seen as a sign of seriousness and respect. Where are you watching this video from? Have you ever dated a Romanian girl? Please share your story in the comments. Bucharest is the capital and largest city of Romania. If visiting on a Saturday evening, go to the Arch of Triumph. Witnessing the bride kidnapping ritual is possible, where brides in white dresses pose for photos, while their friends negotiate a ransom using whiskey or songs sung publicly by the groom. It is a chaotic and joyful street party that perfectly captures the Romanian spirit. For a more mystical experience, head to the plains south of the Olt River during Pentecost to witness the Culinary. These airborne dancers, protected by UNESCO, perform a rhythmic, gravity-defying ritual once believed to heal those cursed by the evil Ile fairies. If legs are touched by their sticks, consider yourself blessed with good health for the entire year. If visiting Romania in March, participating in the Bebel tradition is essential. Choose a number from 1 to 9 before the month begins. The weather on that day reflects your soul and predicts the coming year. A sunny day means being kind-hearted, while a snowstorm suggests being a bit difficult. As autumn fades, locals prepare for Romania's Halloween, St. Andrew's Night, on November 30. This is the night of the strigoi, or immortal spirits. To stay safe, follow the locals and rub garlic on all windows and door frames. It is a sensory experience, with the protective scent filling the air. Finally, skip the commercialization of Valentine's Day and celebrate Dragobete on February 24. This day marks the son of the winter goddess Babadokia, when birds become engaged and spring awakens. To honor the day, go to the mountains of Brașov or Sinaia and be sure to hold your partner's hand to wish for good luck in love. Tap the like button to let us know this content is making a difference. And if you're watching on your phone, be sure to press the hype button right below. Located in the Harghita Mountains, Lake St. Anne is the only volcanic crater lake in Eastern Europe. Its water is so pure it is almost distilled. The reason is simple. The lake is fed only by rain and melted snow, so it lacks electrolytes and minerals. Locals often say the water is hungry because it cannot sustain complex life. There are no fish, and oxygen levels are quite low. This gives the lake an eerie stillness, like a mirror. Nearby, visiting natural dry carbon dioxide baths is possible. Standing in a pit, where heavy carbon dioxide gas escapes from the ground occurs here. The method is famous for improving blood circulation, but do not bend down to tie shoes, as inhaling the gas should be avoided. The area around Lake St. Anne also features the Mohos Peat Bog Natural Reserve, a protected wetland ecosystem rare in Romania. Wooden walkways allow visitors to explore this fragile environment without damaging it. Did you like this video? Don't forget to hit the bell, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. Rimete is often known as the village where the sun rises twice. The name comes from its position at the foot of Piatra Secuioli mountain, where the sun appears to rise over the peak, then disappear behind the cliff, and then reappear, creating the illusion of two sunrises. Romania is also famous for its many whitewashed houses, with dark blue window frames, creating a unified and striking streetscape. This appearance is closely tied to the Hungarian and secular cultural influence of the region, and to careful preservation choices. The village is also home to the oldest working watermill in the Apuseni region, and hosts the Carnival Burial Festival, a unique pagan ritual. Villagers wear masks and costumes to bury winter. They parade a coffin through the village, and eventually smash it to symbolize the end of the cold season and the rebirth of spring. It is a loud, colorful spectacle rich in pagan flavor, a true display of Transylvania. Romania has also become a destination for rock climbers, as Piatra Secuiului offers challenging routes with spectacular views. The limestone cliffs provide excellent grip and varied difficulty levels, attracting climbers from across Europe. Located in the center of Vâlcea County, Costesti is home to the Trovants, often called living stones. They formed about 6 million years ago due to seismic activity and have a hard stone core surrounded by a sandy shell. When it rains, calcium carbonate in the water triggers a chemical reaction that creates internal pressure, causing the stones to expand or grow new protrusions. The Trovants Museum in Costesti displays specimens of various sizes and shapes. Some resemble spheres, others look like cylinders or irregular lumps. In Romanian folklore, stones are often seen as protective objects. Some locals believe Trovants have a pulse or energy. Even today, seeing people in nearby villages placing small Trovants in their gardens or near their gates is common, believing they bring good luck or increase prosperity for the household. Wedding traditions in the area sometimes include giving Trovants as gifts to newlyweds, symbolizing a relationship that grows stronger over time. Long before most European palaces had basic amenities, Peleș was a 19th-century smart home. It was the first castle in the world to be fully lit by electricity. It even had central heating and a vacuum system as early as 1883. Notably, unlike the cold stone slabs of many French or English castles, the interior here is dominated by German Renaissance wood carvings. When entering, the first thing noticed is the scent, a faint, sweet aroma of walnut and pine wood that has been absorbed into the walls for over a century. The main hall features a retractable glass ceiling that could be opened in good weather, an engineering marvel for its time. The walls are covered in intricate wood panels depicting hunting scenes, mythological figures, and geometric patterns, all hand-carved by master craftsmen brought from across Europe. What many visitors do not know is that during the communist period, the dictator Nicolae Ceausescu wanted to use the castle as his private residence. However, the museum caretakers knew he was paranoid, so they told him the forest was infected with a fungus that could be dangerous to humans. The result was unexpected. Fearing for his health, Ceausescu rarely stayed there, which ironically helped preserve the original furniture and textiles from wear and tear caused by his inner circle. Most natural bridges are fragile stone arches located in protected parks, where admiring them from afar is the only option. Honoarele is the opposite. It is 30 meters long and 13 meters wide, with massive limestone layers stacked in an astonishingly orderly way. In fact, Honoarele is the largest natural bridge in Romania, and the second largest in Europe. Driving across it, walking over it, then climbing down just a few meters to stand beneath the 22-meter-high arch is possible. It is a rare example of perfect coexistence between nature and infrastructure. The Honoarele Bridge, combined with the surrounding La Piez field, deep limestone grooves carved by rain that resemble frozen waves or stone channels, creates a surreal visual landscape. In most Western cultures, death is gray, somber, and silent. In Sapanta, it is colorful and loud. This tradition was started in 1935 by a local woodcarver, Stan Ion Patruș. He believed the soul is immortal and that death should be welcomed as a return to one's ancestors rather than a tragic end. Therefore, he created a place where people do not simply rest in peace, but live on in memory. Here, each cross is painted a distinctive vivid blue, known locally as Sapanta blue. This color symbolizes hope, freedom, and the sky. It serves as a backdrop for intricate patterns and scenes from the life of the deceased. Even the darkest stories are told against a foundation of hope. Another interesting detail is that the inscriptions on the gravestones are not always polite. There is a legendary cross dedicated to a mother-in-law, where the son-in-law essentially says that if she had lived 3 more days, the one lying underground would be him, and she would be the one reading this inscription. The eternal flames of Terca, located in the UNESCO Global Geopark of Buzău land, are among the most unique natural phenomena in Romania. Hydrocarbon gases, mainly methane, escape through tectonic cracks from depths of about 3,000 meters. When the gas reaches the surface, it ignites due to friction with the ground, or the heat of the sun. Interestingly, even when it rains or snows, the gas continues to bubble up through the wet soil. If the flames go out during a strong storm, often seeing the ground appear to boil is possible, only for the fire to be reignited by the next hiker, or when the sun rises. Beyond its geological appeal, the site is tied to Balkan folklore, with legends claiming the flames are the final breath of Balor, a multi-headed dragon from Romanian mythology. The Buzău Land Geopark contains numerous other geological wonders beyond the eternal flames, including mud volcanoes, salt mountains, and unique rock formations. The entire region represents a geological textbook written in landscape, offering insights into Earth processes that shaped this part of Europe over millions of years. Bihar lies exactly on the 45th parallel, the geographic midpoint between the North Pole and the equator, and is considered one of the most unique waterfalls in the world. This living structure consists of a massive bell-shaped limestone formation covered in lush green moss continuously fed by mineral-rich water from a karst spring. Local legend says the spring represents the hair of a princess who transformed herself to reunite with her lover. In June 2021, a significant portion of the moss wall collapsed under its own weight. Although some headlines claimed it was destroyed, the reality is that new moss is gradually covering the rock again, proving the remarkable resilience of the Banat ecosystem. To truly experience Bihar, look beyond the roadside viewpoint. Take a short walk to the Bihar Grotto to see the water source, descend to the riverbank to admire the emerald green curtain, then continue another 15 kilometers to the Rudaria water mills to see Romania's pre-industrial life still in operation. Did you know that the Tartaria tablets discovered in Transylvania date back to around 5300 BCE? If these symbols are indeed a form of writing, it would mean that writing was invented in Transylvania nearly 2,000 years before the Sumerians of Mesopotamia or the Egyptians. This has sparked a dating debate in the scientific community. While some scholars call it the Danube script, others remain skeptical, arguing that Neolithic societies in the Balkans could not have been complex enough to develop writing. However, if you look at traditional Romanian folk costumes or hand-woven carpets from rural Transylvania, you will see the exact same geometric patterns as those found on these 7,000-year-old clay tablets: X shapes, diamonds, and comb-like symbols. Located just outside Cluj-Napoca, Hoia Baciu is often referred to as a haunted forest. The most famous spot is a nearly perfect circular clearing where nothing grows, while the rest of the forest is lush. Soil samples have been tested many times, and scientifically, there is no chemical reason plants should not grow there. If you venture deeper, you will notice the trees do not grow straight. They twist into clockwise spirals or strange zigzag shapes. Botanists have not been able to explain this phenomenon through wind patterns or soil nutrients. To Romanians, these trees resemble the bent trees of fairy tales, where the boundary between our world and the spirit world is very thin. In fact, there is a documented but unexplained phenomenon in which fully charged cameras, phones, and GPS devices often lose power as soon as you enter the forest. Many people have also captured images of a silver disc-shaped object hovering above the forest, as well as orbs of light, and human-like silhouettes invisible to the naked eye but clearly visible on infrared film. The Gold Museum in Brad is the only museum of its kind in Europe and one of only 3 in the world, alongside museums in the United States and Colombia. Unlike most museums that display gold as coins or jewelry, here you will see native gold. This is gold in its natural state, as extracted from the Apuseni Mountains. It has never been melted, shaped, or refined by humans. Interestingly, nature is the true artist here. You will see gold naturally formed into shapes resembling leaves, flowers, snakes, and even the map of Romania. To truly understand the value of the museum, you need to understand its location. Brad lies within the Golden Quadrilateral of the Apuseni Mountains. For centuries, this was the richest gold mining area in Europe. When you enter the museum, you are standing at the heart of a land that once powered the economy of the Roman Empire and later the Austro-Hungarian Empire. And although gold is the main attraction, the museum also houses more than 800 mineral specimens from around the world. Scarisora Ice Cave, located in the Apuseni Mountains of Romania, is one of the most important underground glacial formations in the world, containing a massive ice block estimated at about 100,000 cubic meters. Formed more than 3,500 years ago, this ice acts as a high-resolution ancient climate record, with layered strata providing scientists with a detailed history of Eastern Europe's climate variations. The cave functions as a cold trap, where a vertical shaft 60 meters deep allows dense cold winter air to sink and be preserved throughout the summer months. Inside the cave, an area known as the church contains more than 100 ice stalagmites that go through annual cycles of melting and regeneration, ensuring the interior landscape never looks the same from one year to the next. Beyond its geological importance, the site is tied to local motif folklore, which claims the whistling wind in the cave is caused by a mythical creature called Solovats. Most tourists visit in July or August to escape the heat. However, if you want to see the most impressive ice formations, late May or early June is ideal. The winter cold has completed the formation of the stalagmites, but summer melting has not yet thinned them. Located at an altitude of 2,216 meters on the Bucegi Plateau, the Romanian Sphinx is a massive natural rock formation shaped over millennia by wind and frost erosion. Many people are struck by its resemblance to the Egyptian Sphinx and the Great Sphinx of Giza. In fact, both are exactly 8 meters tall. This has led to unusual theories suggesting the Egyptian Sphinx was modeled after the Romanian one, or that a three-dimensional energy tunnel connects the two monuments. If you visit on November 28, you will see hundreds of people gathering at sunset. According to local legend, the sun's rays form an energy pyramid around the Sphinx on this special day, and many believe it has mystical healing powers. Located where the Danube flows deepest and most dramatically, Decebalus is the portrait of the last king of Dacia. At 55 meters tall, it is the tallest rock sculpture in Europe. To put it in perspective, it is taller than both the Statue of Liberty and Christ the Redeemer in Rio. The sculpture was deliberately placed directly across the river from Tabula Traiana, a 2,000-year-old Roman monument on the Serbian side. The massive eyes of Decebalus stare forever at the monument of his greatest enemy, Emperor Trajan. Ironically, beneath the face is a large inscription that reads King Decebalus made by dragon, written in Latin, the language of the enemy. The Salina Turda salt mine in Transylvania is a unique blend of medieval industrial history and modern underground design, located about 120 meters below ground. Unlike typical mines, the vast chambers of Salina Turda were excavated entirely without explosives, leaving centuries-old pickaxe marks on the salt walls as testimony to manual labor. The site is famous for its special microclimate, maintaining a stable temperature between 10 and 12 degrees Celsius with high air purity and salt aerosol particles used in speleotherapy to treat respiratory conditions. The Rudolf Mine, the largest chamber, houses the world's only underground Ferris wheel, offering a unique view of salt stalactites growing from the ceiling at a rate of about 2 centimeters per year. At the deepest point, the Teresia Mine features an underground salt lake surrounding a central island, where visitors can row wooden boats through a neon-lit landscape. In addition to recreational features, the mine preserves important technical artifacts, most notably the Krivac, a horse-powered winch dating back to 1881. It is the only machine of its kind in Europe preserved at its original mining location. Additionally, the Maria Teresa mine includes an acoustic marvel known as the echo chamber, where the physical properties of the salt walls allow sound to reverberate up to 20 times, creating one of the region's most unique natural auditory experiences. The Palace of Parliament in Bucharest is an architectural paradox, holding the official record as the heaviest building in the world, with an estimated weight of 4.1 million tons. This colossal structure, built almost entirely from materials sourced in Romania, contains 1 million cubic meters of Transylvanian marble, 700,000 tons of steel and copper, and 3,500 tons of crystal. Its immense weight causes the building to sink into the ground by about 6 millimeters per year. Beneath its 84-meter-high exterior lies a 92-meter-deep underground complex, including a high-security nuclear bunker with 1.5-meter-thick concrete walls and a 20-kilometer tunnel network designed for emergency transport. The interior reflects similar opulence, with more than 2,800 chandeliers, the largest weighing 5 tons, and enormous carpets woven directly inside the rooms because their size made transportation through entrances impossible. Remarkably, despite its vast area and the destruction of 1/5 of Bucharest's historic district for its construction, nearly 70% of the building remains empty and unused to this day. The houses with eyes are a unique architectural phenomenon mainly found in the city of Sibiu, characterized by almond-shaped ventilation openings built into the sloped tile roofs of medieval buildings. Originally constructed between the 15th and 19th centuries, these structures were not designed as decorative windows, but as ventilation holes to provide airflow for attics used to store grain, cured meat, and furs. However, if you look closely, you will notice they all share common features. The roof tiles are curved upward to form upper eyelids. The dark horizontal bars inside the openings act as pupils. Interestingly, some houses have only one eye, while others have as many as 5 or 6 arranged in a row, making the building resemble a strange multi-eyed creature from a fairy tale. In recent history, during the anti-corruption protests in Romania from 2017 to 2019, the phrase "Sibiu is watching" became a slogan. Activists used the eyes of Sibiu as a symbol to signal to the government that citizens were awake and observing closely. It transformed a medieval architectural feature into a modern symbol of civic accountability. Located at the heart of the Balkans, Romanian cuisine is an emotional feast, blending influences from the Ottoman, Austro-Hungarian, and Slavic cultures. You must try sarmale, minced meat, and rice wrapped in pickled cabbage leaves and slow-cooked in clay pots. It is inseparable from mamaliga and a spoonful of cold sour cream. For adventurous eaters, ciorba de burtă is a beloved local staple, while those less daring can choose the rich ciorba radoțiană. Your culinary experience is incomplete without mici, skinless grilled sausages leavened with baking soda and spices, best enjoyed with spicy mustard at a lively outdoor eatery like Terasa Obor in Bucharest. For dessert, do not miss papanashi, cheese donuts topped with sour cream and blueberry jam. To experience local life, seek out a shepherd's hut in the Carpathian Mountains to try bulls, grilled mamaliga balls stuffed with aged sheep cheese and roasted in pine bark. In the Danube Plains, look for local food spots to taste storcieg, a rare sturgeon soup served in villagers' gardens. And remember, always begin your meal with a glass of plum brandy and a heartfelt toast. Romania boasts one of the fastest internet speeds in the world at extremely low cost. Gigabit connections cost about $9.4 to $11.75 per month, making the country a haven for remote workers. This efficiency is also evident in urban life. A modern one-bedroom apartment in central Bucharest rents for about $530 to $705, while in the tech hub of Cluj-Napoca, prices range from $590 to $820. The lifestyle is defined by high quality and affordability. Food is largely organic and reasonably priced. A 2-course meal for 2 at a mid-range restaurant costs about $17.65 to $23.5, while a local beer costs just $2.95. For authentic flavors, visit Caru Cubere in Bucharest for sarmale or Ruata in Cluj for Vâlcea la Cluj. Getting around the city is easy thanks to a monthly metro pass costing about $18.8 and popular ride-sharing apps like Uber or Bolt, with an average 30-minute ride costing between $5.9 and $8.2. Notably, since joining the Schengen area by air and sea in 2024, visiting Romania has never been easier. From living stones to timeless traditions, Romania is full of stories that surprise and inspire. Which place amazed you the most? Tell us in the comments, share your thoughts or your own experiences. If you enjoyed this journey, like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss what's next. Thank you for watching.